So I told the angry dracolope that I would do this video to help him out. And anybody else that may have this situation. As you all know, he just got, if you don't know, go to his YouTube page, The Angry Dracolope. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Bought his first katana. Okay. He has an issue though. And it's not really a big issue. He's left-handed. So he was like, how do I draw the sword then? Because I'm left-handed. Because you have the korigata, which is this little knob right here, on the saya. Well, it's on the left side. Because you wear it on the left side. Don't wear it on the right side. So if you wear it on the right side, that korigata goes into your hip. And he doesn't want to cut it off because, yes, that saya looks really nice. I wouldn't do that. Because then you have this little divot in your saya. So, but I told him there's actually a way that you can draw the sword left-handed. Now, if you notice, I'm wearing both swords, and I'll get into that. So, if you're left-handed, obviously the sword sits to the right, so you draw it from the right. What you can do is you unlock the sword, because a lot of times it has good tension, and just push the sword down on your belt, where the korigata is basically going to sit snug in there, because that'll help keep it in there. Grab your sword, just pinch it, your forefinger and your thumb. This one I just shimmed up, so it's really tight. So just grab it with your finger, forefinger, and your thumb, and draw it straight up and out. And now it's in my left hand. So that's one way you can do it. And basically, if you're going to draw two swords, that goes with this. So you would take this, push this back. There we go. Take it, push this back. You would have, and then you can draw both swords at the same time. So it's good to learn to draw with your left hand if you're going to dual wield. That way you're pulling the wakizashi with the right hand. And then when you put the wakizashi back, if you're right-handed, you can always switch to your right hand. So another way you can do it, even if you're left-handed, draw the sword like you would right-handed, pinch it. The reason why you pinch it is because if something goes wrong, you just move your hands out of the way. So you can draw the sword right-handed, drop your right hand down, and then just grab it with your left. I do that sometimes when I'm cutting. If you catch it in my videos, I'll cut one time, come this way, jump my right hand down to my left, and then come back. So you can always do it that way. It's a very simple way of doing it. That's really actually the simplest way. You're just sliding your hand down. That's it. Just drop it down, then grab it. And then it's back to, in your left hand. So that's one way you can do it. As you can see, my seigyo isn't tied to my wakizashi, and there's a reason for that. If you ever notice, you'll see some sword companies, the seigyo will be dangling down here, and kind of like that. And there's a reason for that. So you can tie, so if this is tucked in like that, and you draw two swords at the same time, you take this, you cinch it up tight, tie it around your belt. That way when you draw your wakizashi, you're not pulling your sai out. So that's why you don't tie. Oh, I'm looped somewhere here. There we go. Yeah, I'm still tied. There we go. But that's why you don't tie your Seigyo on your wakizashi. That one's actually a little too long. That wakizashi, the Seigyo on it's a little too long, it needs to be trimmed down. But hopefully that was helpful. Like I said, and this is not the best, but this is an unibukai and that's what he has. So I figured I'd use one of my unibukais. Just grab it. So when you grab it, you're like that. Say, I'm not fully grabbing the sword. So if anything goes wrong, I can let go of it. It's going to fall right back in its saya. So you just grab it like that, straight up and out. This is why it's the blade length, your blade length. You want it as long as your arm. And I know I've talked about this before. So if you don't know the length of your arm, it's very easy. Now, yeah, you can measure from the floor up. You can do it that way. It's supposed to be like 2 inches above the ground. The best way to do it is your arm. It's the quickest and easiest way to determine it. Measure from your middle finger, because everyone's middle finger is always the longest, to your shoulder, top of your shoulder. That's how long you want your blade to be. My arm is a little over 27 and a half, so I can almost do 28-inch blade. 30, I couldn't draw a 30-inch in a belt. No way. There's no way I could do it. It's way too long, because when I go to draw the sword, like you're supposed to, when I'm at this point, my blade's already clear. So if it's 30 inches, it's still in the saya. So you can't draw it fast enough. But I told Angry Dracolope that I would do this for him. And hopefully other people found this informative. So that's 2 easy ways. There's other ways that you can do it left-handed. I'm not going to do it, especially with this blade, because the saya is kind of, one, I just shimmed it, and it's a little too tight. I have to keep working it. And two, I'm not very good at it. It's where you roll the blade, basically. So, if you see, I've rolled it so it's edged down, and you would draw the sword up and out. So basically when you have the sword drawn out in your left hand, it's like this. And then you just support it with this hand. So it's like an upward slash, this is what you're doing. But unless you're going to get into learning how to use a Japanese sword, I wouldn't worry about it. So there you go, Angry Dracolope. There's 2 easy ways, excuse me, that you can draw your sword. So just straight up and out, or like I said, draw the sword with your right hand, drop it down here, and then grip it. And just remember, when you grip the sword, that's the grip that you want. And try and leave where the fuchi is, try and leave that space right there. Don't choke all the way up. Leave that space just like that, because that gives you more range of motion for your wrist. If you're choked up against that tsuba, even with your index finger, it's going to limit your movement a bit. But if you keep it down just like that, and that's like a pinky's worth. That's a good judge. Like just the tip of your pinky. That's actually a really good distance, and you'll get full range out of it. But don't hold it like that, because that limits your range too. Hammer fist. So just like that, like you're shaking somebody's hand. And the only thing I can say is just stay relaxed when you're cutting. Don't ever muscle it. Don't tense your arms up. I see a lot of people who tense their arms up when they cut. You don't want to do that. You want to stay relaxed when you're cutting. So when you cut, you're just letting the blade do the work. Nothing more. If you have to power through that target hard, your edge is getting really dull. So that's about it, guys. And I hope everyone found this informative, and we'll see you later. Okay, I just want to intervene here real quickly. First of all, I should have brought this up. When you do shim your sile, like the one I was using, make sure that it's not too tight, like that one is. Probably should use my other one, because it can be a hazard if you have to try and yank the sword out of there. So I just want to put that in. Second, I just got this email like 2 days ago. Hanbon Forge has a promo code right now, where you get 10% off any item over $200. $200 or more, you get 10% off. So if you're looking to pick up one of their already made swords, and it is for custom, so you can get a custom and get 10% off. They're having that right now, and it's Hanbon Forge, all one word, all caps, 2023. So if you're looking to get something like that, go check it out, and then you just type that in where it says promo code, and like I said, it's Hanbon Forge, all one word, all in caps, 2023. And now back to our scheduled program.